Kyonayobi, it's Dododoyobi. Today's Saturday, February 1st, 2025, here in Pacifica, California, 12 miles south of San Francisco, MedakaMetal style. I think this is what I'm going to do. I need to get ready to go back to Japan. I'm heading back to Tokyo on, Wednesday. It's technically Thursday, but it's like 12:20 a.m. So I have up until Wednesday. I gotta do a bunch of water changes, and what I think I'm gonna do is, probably try to upload like a lot of short ones as much as possible. And to all you Medaka fans, MedakaMetal official headbangers, the Medaka heads out there, I think I'll be doing a lot of members only uploads while I'm in Japan. They will not be Medaka like specific. It'll just be stuff that I upload while I'm recording random stuff in Tokyo. Maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's not something that that you Medaka heads are looking for, but I figure I'll put up some private content maybe or whatnot. So today, I really have to get to these Medaka indoor. The ones outdoors, they're just out there in the wild, so I'm not really worried about. But these little boys and girls that survived after all the raccoon fiasco that happened this year. So just getting the water ready. The other thing that I need to do is I forgot to bring, but they're all the automated feeders, right? Automating feeding devices that I have a bunch I need to set up, and those are like, it works, it just spins and just releases food, but trying to dial in the amount of food that goes into the system per cycle is pretty difficult to do. So it's going to take me a couple days to try to adjust to get it to the right opening so that it just releases the right amount. What I don't want to do is overfeed, and since I'll be gone for about 3 weeks, there will be no water changes. I just have to trust on the beneficial bacteria and all that. So the last thing I want to do is overfeed. What I want to do is actually underfeed. Right over here, I just picked up a few. I just scooped up randomly, trying to illustrate. I've been trying to illustrate, or the last upload, I brought the fugly one, my baby, but not a desirable specimen to breed, use as a parent, right? The back is kind of lumped up and all that. Over here, what are these? Females? They were born, they're about like 6 months old. These are what I call the metal riffs. Basically, metal riffs are, so I got the red cliffs from Japan. I got the midnight frill llamas from Japan. And unfortunately, I was left with one midnight frill female, because the rest just kind of like just died away. They were very weak. So what I did was I had that female, and then I crossed it with one of the pure red cliffs, and I ended up with an in-between. So I just call them metal riff just because I don't even know what they really are at this point. But these are the F2s, that were born this, or 2024. I don't know, maybe early summer, whatnot. But again, you're looking for a couple of things. Well, there's a lot of things you want to do. Is you want to observe them swim, right? If they are making any irregular turns, maybe turning only to the right or only turning to the left, it may mean that their fins are not symmetrical. This is a real bad shot. It's really hard to see, but that's what you could tell. Also, you want to look at their eyes. You want to make sure that the eyes are clear. You don't want any fogged up eyes. Also, you want to look at their fins to make sure that they do not look deformed as they're growing. These wide fins are not grown out yet, but you just kind of want to look at the shape. You want to look at their gills to make sure that they're not short. I wish I had an example of a short gill, but you could tell when you look at the gill, when you start seeing the pink ish opening of the flesh, it's typically because the gill is kind of curling out, or they're just short. That's how they are. There's nothing wrong. It's just a something that you want to avoid. And then the easiest one to see is you look at their back to make sure that they're straight. There is no curvature going on from, let me see, from where the head is all the way to the end of the tail. You want to make sure that it's pretty straight instead of, let me see if I can find something over here. Oh boy, the reflection is really bad. This is where I keep like the older boys and girls, and when I do see, look at that hump, look at that back, right? Let me see. How's this one doing? I don't know. I don't even have the light on. And do you see my reflection? See the head? The shape of the head's not good. Look at this one over here. The back is bent. Again. All right, so I'm going to keep it short, and I'll try to upload really short ones. It's just, maybe I'll try to, let me see. I'm going to stab myself in the throat by saying this, but maybe I'll try to upload something short like every day when I go to Japan. It's probably not going to be Medaka related. There was a question saying, hey man, if you could take a bunch of images or go to all these stores. Medaka during the winter, all the breeders are in hibernation stage. Basically, a lot of breeders, they will keep outdoors, right? Outdoors at cold temperature, Medakas do not hibernate, but they just call fuyugoshi. Fuyugoshi means they just make it through the winter time. And how do they do that? By not moving. By not moving, they don't exert any energy. Therefore, they don't have to rely on a lot of or any type of food. So you don't feed them. They basically eat something that they find in the water, phyto planktons and all that stuff. So you don't want to disturb them. So in Japan, like typically the time I go around this time of the year, around January, February, there's no real Medaka action over there. So unfortunately, I won't be able to go to a lot of places to see all the cool and new and latest Medakas, but I'll try to see what I could find for the Medaka heads, Medaka head members. I'll continue to do the raffles, and I'll try to find some cool little stuff that I could bring back so we could continue to do these awesome raffles. I think it's awesome just because I try to bring things that you can't readily buy in the U.S. You could eBay them, but and then it's costly. But hopefully it's something that's kind of unique, and hopefully I could get them into your hands, regardless of where you are in the world. So you don't have to be in the U.S. You could be anywhere. You could be in the U.K. You could be in Canada. You could be in Africa. You could be anywhere. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for some cool little things that I could procure while I'm over there visiting my family in Tokyo. So enough of me. Thank you, domo arigato, for all the beer funds, all you Medaka Head members. If you'd like to become an official Medaka Head, just have to go to YouTube and look at the right next to the subscribe button. There's the join button, and then basically like there's like a tier 1, tier 2. Tier 2 is basically providing me with this brewski over here. Tier 1, you just become a whatever it means, man, a certified Medaka Head. And you'll get my, I don't have a sticker right now with me, but you'll get the official Medaka Head sticker. Oh boy. All right, so got a lot of work to do in the next 4 days, changing out waters and making sure that the automated feeder is working, and I'll probably document a little bit of that as I go. All right, so we'll do it again next time. Domo arigato, all you Medaka Heads. Instagram is where I could be found. You could DM me at MedakaMetal over on Instagram, and I will answer every single question or anything. And obviously, you could comment down below and all that. And hopefully, the Medaka culture, Medaka life, Medakatsu fever will grow even more this year, 2025. And somebody asked me, like, why do you do this stuff? You're not really a breeder. You don't really sell. Oh, I will sell if I have surplus, but my whole goal is to try to like document my process, my journey, show what I've messed up, which is most important because you know, I'll try most of the stuff that like it's trial and error for me. And if I screw up on something, I would like to make sure that people do not make the same mistake that I'm making. And if something goes well, obviously I'll share that as well. But there is no one way that's perfect. There are multiple ways, but it's to find what works for your lifestyle. That's the most important thing, right? A lot of people, like including myself, I can't spend all day. When I have fry, a lot of professional breeders, man, they feed them in little quantities, like 5 to 8 times a day. I'm not home. I leave when it's dark and I come back when it's dark. But it's to find your way of enjoying these beautiful, beautiful Japanese rice fish medakas. Also, finding the right lineage. Some of these newer lineages are super weak. They don't produce a lot of offsprings, meaning eggs, because of their tails being longer and whatnot. Some require heat. Some are just finicky in a lot of ways. But that's part of the adventure, like trying to figure out like which lineages you can keep while you're living life. You know, you're gone for a couple days, whatever. You don't have to constantly like babysit them and change their diapers and all that stuff. So at the end of the day, like for me, I just want to create some lineages that are strong as hell. Any of the boys and girls I have indoors over here, if somebody says, man, I'm starting at a pond outside during the spring, I would like to have some of those. Like my immediate answer will be, man, no, I cannot, because these boys and girls are not tested outdoors. I just gotta get a bunch of those to like breed outside and have those offsprings just like thrive for probably 3 generations. And then if they do well outdoors in natural environments where you're going through the 4 seasons and you have rainwater and all that. Unfortunately, the project that I was going outdoors was cut short just because basically the raccoons basically came and devoured them. Never had raccoons problems in my life until I've been here in Pacifica for 22 years and never had any issues with raccoons. But hey, man, it's nature out there, so shit happens. But I do have to try to reinforce my system outdoors. My project's kind of delayed just because I have other priorities. I need to get a vehicle and all that stuff. But enough of me. All right. So hopefully I could upload some meaningful content that may help all you fellow Medaka heads out there. And at the same time, answer some questions on the way. So, all right. So, domo arigato, all you Medaka heads, Medaka head members, and Medaka head beer donors. I'll try to upload one more before I leave, and then the next time it'll probably be in Tokyo, Japan. So we'll do it next time. MedakaMetal out. Ooh boy.